sea stars. A Disney princess's best friend, jewel of the ocean, and one of the most horrific, evil, voracious predators you'll ever see in your life. And that's a direct quote from National Geographic explorer Andrew Thurber. And it's accurate. Don't be fooled by their cute cartoon exteriors. They really are monsters. Think less Patrick Star and more Star the Conqueror from the best James Gunn movie. They'll dogpile and consume pretty much anything you put in front of them, including their own brethren and even 100-year-old giant sponges. They can even regrow lost limbs, heck, their entire bodies if they wanted to. So he's friend-shaped, but also a cosmic horror. And you might be wondering,
hey, we gotta nerf this guy.
And nature thought so too. And nature is a dig. Around 2020, a chunk of their population started dying off suddenly and quite violently. Twisted arms, disintegrated bodies, whole sea stars atrophied away within 10 days. So what happened? Scientists aren't fully sure to this day, but it might have something to do with a primordial beast buried underneath the Antarctic that's now starting to wake up. Sea stars are generalists, which is a flattering term for the friend who eats everybody's leftover food. They're not only a top predator, but a crucial waste disposal for the entire Antarctic ecosystem. Without them, the seafloor would be covered in corpses, which is why scientists were concerned when 10% of one species, the vulvated sea star Odontoaster validus, suddenly died off. The cause? Sea star wasting disease. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're a sea star. One day, patches of your skin start turning pale, like the color of fresh skin underneath a bad peeling sunburn. You ignore it, but then tiny holes start appearing all over your skin. You're concerned now, but there's no cure. You don't even know the cause. But the holes keep getting larger, and your digestive organs start dangling out. You keep them in with your arms, but even they feel loose. Soon, one falls off, and then the other. Your body tries to regenerate. Still, it can't outrun the slow decay of all your soft tissues. Pieces of you just drift away with the currents. You try to hold on, but after 10 days, there's nothing left to hold on to. It's honestly hard to tell that you were even there. This happened once before, in 2013, when more than 20 species were affected, leading to a near-complete loss of all sea stars in the Antarctic. That incident correlated with an increase in seawater temperature associated with the eruption of Deception volcano. That's actually quite a sick name. Where did this come from? It's a little an island, southern Shetland Ice Cluster. Was it a temperature issue? Weirdly enough, researchers didn't find any temperature anomalies between 2019 and 2022. But what they did find was a little bit more concerning. What the scientists found in 2022 was an increase in white mats all across the Antarctic sea floor. They had grown in their territory and size since 2013 and expanded to new sites. These turned out to be bacterial colonies. But not just any bacteria. Methane eaters. Methanotrophs. Yes, okay. So the mysterious underground terror ended up being the gas associated with farts and cows. But hear me out. There were more and more places where methane was escaping its underground prison and bubbling up into the water. We call these methane seeps. They're an important source of energy. In winter, when the Antarctic sea floor gets really little sunlight, photosynthesis just isn't an option. So life here goes for chemosynthesis, the process of turning chemicals into energy, chemosynthesis. These chemicals can include sulfates, from volcanoes, nitrates, like the stuff in fertilizer, and methane. To borrow a metaphor from Dr. Thurber, while sulfate is kind of like eating popcorn without butter, methane is like eating buttered, salted, caramelized, glazed popcorn dipped in cheese dust. To be clear, methane-eating bacteria don't actually eat methane. Instead, they break down all its chemical bonds and steal its electrons to claim its energy in a process called oxidation. So it's like licking off all the caramel and cheese dust from your popcorn. So more methane meant more methane-eating bacteria. The problem was that these bacteria were also hungry for oxygen. In fact, methane seeps are known to increase oxygen usage on the seafloor by up to 10,000% because they just encourage so much microbial growth. And this is all cool until you realize that you know who else needs oxygen? Everything else on the seafloor. On top of this, a nearby research station had just cleaned its water pumps, meaning that every bit of delicious algae, glue, and suspicious biogunk was then washed out into the sea floor and had begun decomposing. This meant an all-you-can-eat buffet for all of the carpet bacteria, and this led to a sudden drop in underwater oxygen levels. So then our best guess is that this caused the peaceful microbes living on the starfish to get desperate and revolt, turning them from chill hitchhikers into flesh-eating diseases. This has been a weekly reminder to go take a shower, lest the bacteria eat your flesh.
Aw, hey, is that carpet new?
I've just found it outside. It's like growing from the ground these days.
I don't know, man. Sidewalk furniture's kinda sketchy.
What's the worst that could happen?
Should have gone to IKEA, man!
Methane seeps and these microbial mats seem to be emerging everywhere in the Antarctic, like an invisible god spreading both prosperity and disease. Again, we still don't know for sure where the wasting disease came from. The oxygen thing's just our best guess. As more ice sheets melt and oceans warm, not only are all the frozen dead things thawing out and producing more methane, but previously trapped methane reservoirs are also destabilizing. In other words, the prison nature built for the greenhouse gas, 35 times more potent than CO2, is freaking melting. This goes to show that the Antarctic isn't just some distant land you can ignore. What goes on under the ice actively affects our everyday lives, from tiny microbe communities to ecosystem-wide food webs to the global climate opera itself. That's just the Antarctica we know, though. So much of the deep Antarctic remains unexplored. The good news is that researchers are actively working on mapping out methane seeps and developing strategies to mitigate their impacts. So you can rest easy. Oh, and what happened to the starfish friends, you ask? Well, the disease vanished in 2022. We don't know why.
They're gonna be okay, right? Someone help me.
Someone help me.
Someone help me.
Someone help me.
I am a starfish and I am wasting. Where are my knees?
Where are my knees?
Help me.
Help me.
Where are my friends?
Where are my friends?
All of us
Again,
dissolving.
thank you so much to Dr. Andrew Thurber for the incredible, beautiful footage. Go to cultdarkbenthos.net, the official lab website, link in the description, to see more stories from the bottom of the world. Special thanks to the U.S. National Science Foundation, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and the U.S. Department of Energy for funding all of this crucial research. I don't think I have to say this again, but federal financial support of the sciences is extremely important, so keep supporting it. Thank you.